Shrapnel works, but we don't want Arya to still be alive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot this. Wow. Okay. Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. In today's episode, I wanted to try something just for a little bit of fun. I've made an AoE only list, so other than the captain, every single thing we've got is AoE in one way or another. So we've started out with Charging Makoa as our 2-drop. So Zax as the captain, purely because we want to pull people together, use that grav disc to make the AoE more and more effective. We've got Charging Makoa as our only 2-drop. We're not giving ourselves any other options for the early game. Detonia as the 3-drop. We've got just back here, you can just about see Axel Pyro, and we've got Beatrice as our 4-drops. We've got Aegis Sentinel as a 5-drop. And then we're moving over to Flurry, Shrapnel, Peacemaker Balam, 3 6-drops, 666 if you want to. Just a good bit of AoE synergy in there as well. And then Zapper and Enki as the big finisher with Captivator Zanya to keep everything in place. Honestly, this doesn't seem too bad. I actually quite like the Sentinel at the moment. I don't think it's fantastic, but I think 3 damage AoE at 5 cost is pretty nice. And let's see what we can do. As is likely with an AoE list, this is mostly going to be focusing on dealing with enemy crews, and we'll see how we do. If you enjoy the content, please don't forget to subscribe. Like I said in the other video, if everyone who's watched these videos subscribed, the channel would already have hit monetization by now, so that would be awesome if you could do so. But don't worry about it if you don't feel like it. You can also drop comments, like videos, Patreon's in the description if you really want to support the channel, but anything you do is really appreciated. But for now, I'll see you once we get in the game. Okay, we have found ourselves a game. Oh, there we go, it is loading. We're against Crazy 156, a level 27 Zax player. I love their Zax paint job. I like the sort of contrasting purple and yellow. It's a very nice look there. And we get 10 points for a victory here. So let's see if we can just use nothing but AoE and try and get some value out of this game. I think they've definitely used what looks like either the airbrush or just some sort of patchy washes there. It looks quite nice, I like it. Okay, so we obviously can go for this point early, but I don't know where we go for a second. First of all, let's have a look. That looks like sort of washes maybe on there. Either way, I like it. It's a good look, good couple of colours. So, first things first. We're going to just grav disc our way over to here and see what we can do with Charging Makoa, because we're going to want to try and put the pressure down. Oh, we've already used our abilities. We're probably not going to do anything with Charging Makoa. We're just going to pop it down over here and hope we're safe. Sure, technically we've got a range attack, but nothing to hit. We'll just shoot that. We missed. That is a shock to me. So, maybe we should have just placed this and activated it, because they're going to be able to get onto this safely now. But we can just see what we do. We've got Detonia coming next turn. The interesting thing about this is there isn't really much in the way of options. We are very much set in what our plan is. Ooh, wow, Fate Twister. Okay. So, that does... that is interesting. Basically, we are going to have to basically put this facing forwards pretty much straight away. There's not much else to do other than that. So, we can channel the sun. We'll go for as much of this as possible. There we go. What we also want to do, though, is stay out of range of Detonia. That's not of Detonia. Of those things with Detonia is what I should be saying. So 3% chance to hit there. Could go this way. I guess here, realistically, we just take that. Go for it. There's no reason to try anything else. If we head over here, we could actually, you know what? Okay, we're going to be just out of range for deploying Detonia, I think, or we could go this and just guarantee it. But then she doesn't do anything, and they've got guaranteed hits. Where can we deploy her? We can get here. Okay, this isn't too bad. We'll go for this, because if we're lucky, there we go, we can lob explosive and get both of these two, which is nice. Get rid of the mines. Although we do just want to leave our own mine out of the question, because it doesn't do anything. The big question is, how do we ever get this point safely? We might have to just Detonia and then grav disc back to it, because we want to at least touch this once. Maybe it has to be Zax that does it. So they're going to move out of the way of this. And again, this is going to help group them up so that we can start doing a little bit more next turn. So this is obviously Arya. Arya's going to be hitting charging Makoa. That's very reasonable. And this list being the way it is, we don't have any healing. So, sure. We'll put us down to 1. Place another mine. Okay, so this mine I feel less worried about. Because, okay, this is just awkward, but it's fine. If that had missed, that would have been great for us. We are going to hide right the way back here and just start trying to put pressure onto their units. Especially if Arya's sitting there. So, can we actually just start dealing with this? I think we might be able to. Let's see what we can do. So we're going to move here first. And we're going to see if we can just start clearing this section up. We're just out of range. That's so unfortunate. In that case, what do we do? I think we actually... Okay, so let's lob explosive with Detonia. Probably just... I don't know where we go. Okay, well this is just going to have to hide. So we'll go for that. We'll gravity disc this out and try and just steal it. Can Detonia hit anything from here? No, so we're going to have to move around anyway. Let's go for that. Let's let them go for the damage onto us. So push there. No, Beatrice here. Beatrice, go. There we go. All we wanted to do was take that point away and make this as hard as possible to hit. There we go. So 0% even. They don't have stillness yet. They can go for this and get the guaranteed hit on Makoa, but that doesn't take us off the point. That's what I'm worried about here, is whether we get taken off the point or not. This can be inconvenient for them, but we're just trying to take as many points as possible, and we can try and deal with this in a minute. We don't have to worry about this right now, because they're going to have to use multiple resources just to deal with Detonia. And in theory, I believe next time we should be able to come over here and take this point if we need to. Okay, the second mine actually probably makes things more difficult, if anything. It's still not going to matter. Yeah, they get the damage off, but the second mine doesn't do anything. This is going to be inconvenient, but then they just going to... Whatever they play now kills Detonia, which is perfectly reasonable. But this placement means that we can potentially hit this and poke something else as well. Ah, Max has got the point now. There we go. So our opponent did have a game plan, and we now are going to start poking at Maximus. Given that we've got 2 here... sorry, 2 points. So this can get in range. So we do need to find a way of getting 3 damage over there. So Sentinel might just be it. Can we get this in a nice way to line up? I think we might be able to. Yeah, 3 damage. So I'm going to use this as a Sentinel positioning. So if we go here, what's our range? It's actually not very big range. Okay, so we're just going to go for some points here. Pop the Sentinel down over here, I believe. Is there a way to be in range of everything and touch that? That looks about right. There we go. Get some flechettes in there. Nice little point value there. I guess this is the only real thing we can shoot. Again though, we don't want to sleep a mine because it's not going to work well for us. So they've got 1, we've got 2. We've killed 1 crew, they've killed 2. Which isn't great, I'll be honest. They're doing quite well, but we're okay on points. This, however, is going to be dead. We can deal with that next turn. We've got plenty of options here. And we just need to work towards like a specific board state where we can control the game to getting a victory. If they play too many units in one spot, we're absolutely going to end this. But I don't know what this could be. If this is going to be... They've got 6. It's like a flurry. Oh, switchback. Okay. Switchback can kill this, that's fine. The interesting thing is... there's a chance that we might be able to just kill that, or depending on what Maximus does here. If Maximus moves up and then misses, we might be able to stun a couple of things. These aren't the best targets, I'll be honest, for our big things. We're going to have access to Balam next turn. I think we probably just need to Balam switch back. Or we just push elsewhere. Okay, so we've got 2. We can't kill 3 crew realistically, but we can get close. So what if we just grav disc these? We want that in there, so that makes sense to me. Hang on, is Axel's... It's 2. We've messed up a bit here. So we now have to use shrapnel, because we can't use our flechette. So shrapnel works, but we don't want Arya to still be alive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot this. Wow. Okay. I guess shrapnel's going the other way then. Shrapnel can just go about... Here looks good. We'll just get the value that we can. We're going to die to what they've got on the board anyway, but this just helps put a bit of damage out there at least. I'm very upset with that. That was brutal. So, yeah, we're chewing them down a little bit. They can kill shrapnel. Again, so this is something a lot of new players do, and it's one of the worst things you can do. It's just playing mines too early. Oh no, they can't. They need 1 more unit to deal the damage to shrapnel actually. So this is contested, which is fine. So this is 4 damage. They missed, so it's only 2. So now they need to get something else with 4 damage on it to actually kill shrapnel. And we can still grav disc their stuff back together. This is very good news for us. Weirdly, this looks like it might even be like a captain kill scenario, depending on what they do with Maximus. Like, if they group up here, we could go for a big stun. We could just go over here and try and kill Arya. Hopefully we'll be able to... Like, it looks like next time we're going to start being able to be efficient, but we need to get out of our units that don't use too many resources. Oh, okay, yeah, Arya, of course. So we're nearly dead, but not quite. Go on, play something. Group it all up. This is absolutely fine. So we're not going to have much leadership next turn. Not leadership, Cinder. Okay. So the flechette only hits 2. But flechette's only still 2 cost. We're just short on everything. You know what we can do? Okay, so we're going to grav disc these and just pull these all together in this direction. Which is perfect for what we want. We will then, I guess, just shoot here. So it doesn't matter if they knocked off slightly. And then what we're going to do is we're going to deploy Flurry somewhere that ideally hits both units. So that looks like it's going to hit Zax, but it's going to hit our Zax as well. So let's just go for hitting our turret instead. We'll just poke for one in the meantime. We will contest this and stop Arya being half as useful. And you know what? So she can move in a bunch of different directions, but we can just pop a sleeper mine down to stop her running too far away. So let's just block that route. So this should be interesting. We get a bunch of damage off here. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so we're doing alright on damage. We've tied some of this back up again. They're going to be able to kill Flurry. Oh, please shoot. Please shoot. Go on, do it. You're just going to hit your own captain. Yeah, they've realised the right order. Okay, so this is contested now. What do we do next to 9? We've got Zapper and Enki, so as long as we don't lose both of these, we can go for it. We can actually go for a big one next turn. Again, placing the mine then grav disking doesn't work. You want to save your grav disc for the following turns. However, shooting here now is good, because chop ingredients, if they double up with switch back here. That is a good option for them. Okay. This is good. I like this. This is good from the OP. They're going to destroy their own mine, so it doesn't matter too much. And they didn't switch it up either. But this is fine. Like, they can heal up here. They're scoring points and we're not, but we are actually very close to just killing the enemy captain. And Antios, yeah, pushing the damage through. Getting super close to just ending this. Okay, I think we have a very fun situation here. So, can we get onto the enemy captain? Not quite. We just really would have liked this to get onto the enemy captain. That would have been awesome. So what if we just... What if we just go for it? Like, can shooting this help? Okay, so we can get over here, which doesn't get us quite in range. So let's just do this. And clear that out. Which then should give us enough space to deploy Zapper and Enki over here. There we go. That should get all the enemy units in range. Including our own unit, but this isn't really what we're worried about. We're going for the big plays here.
Well done, Captain. You have a clear point advantage.
Okay.
Captain's health is low.
We're getting there.
You have a clear point advantage.
We'll just stick another mine down for Arya to deal with. And then we can't quite move anywhere useful yet, so we're just going to stay near Zax. Like, it's not one yet, because they're going to 1 point, but we've got a lot of resource here. If they can't deal with Zapper and Enki, we're in so much of a good spot. Because, there we go, that's it, the Electrify. If they can't heal now, they just lose to this. They have to be able to heal or they lose. This is fine. But if they can't get away... Ooh, they might be able to get away. I think they're just in range. They could block us off here. That would work. And we are going to be able to start just basically trying to take back these objectives is the plan. Because we can just grav disc this if we need to. Or, if we can't grav disc... So, they need to block this off, first of all. They need to contest points. And we can just burn things. Is the fun part, because we've got Axel Pyro to come. So weirdly enough, this is, even though it's like a unit killing list, we've ended up at the point where our main out to this is probably trying to actually just kill the enemy captain. I don't know if that does it. If OP doesn't have another option here, we probably just win. No, they have to put it here. They have to put it here. Don't put it anywhere else, OP. Just here. Just here. I think they've lost. Yep, they didn't kill our crew, and we're going to be able to just dome them for 6. So we're going to pull up in range, smack the base vortex, and end the game. There we go. Zapper and Enki absolutely annihilating the enemy captain once again. That's just so ridiculous. That worked. I mean, it wasn't a great game. It was a bizarre one. We turned on the captain, I think, at the right time. You know, it could have gone sideways. We could have stayed up contesting that point versus Arya, but I wanted to try and just push that damage through and just go for it at that point and try and just get as much in as we could. We made really good use of Flurry. We got really good use out of... in fact, Sentinel was a bit medium. Got really good use out of Zapper and Enki. And then everything else was just a bit mediocre. Like, Makoa did nothing. Beatrice did practically nothing. Axpyro didn't get deployed. Tony did nearly nothing. It wasn't my finest hour, but it worked, and I'm perfectly happy with that. So Makoa's got the level up there. Our opponent's listing in case anyone wanted to see it. I think they played pretty well. We did just get the opportunity to play Zapper and Enki and just start slamming down on them. And there we have it. Really good game. Really enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys did too. If you did, please remember to subscribe to the channel. The best thing you can do to support it is exactly that. Liking the videos, dropping comments. I love reading all the comments. It really does, brighten my day up. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and most importantly, have a good day.